Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the PPS theory session. Till now, we have seen number of units and we have gone through number of topics. We started with very basics of understanding what is hardware, software, programming language, compilers and interpreters and all. Then we moved towards C, programming language, and we started with understanding the what is the operator precedences, and few inbuilt IO functions like printf, scanf, getS, putS, and all, right? And after that, we'd gone for structural means conditional flows, iterative processes like for loop, while loop, do while loop. Conditional, we have gone for if else if later, switch, all those things. Later point of time, we looked at functions, recursions, structures, unions, and just before this, we were discussing dynamic memory allocation. So those were the 9 units, and the 10th one from the syllabus is file management, how we can handle files in a C program, right? This is the last unit of our entire syllabus. Once we complete this, we will be completing our content of this course also. So in this unit, as per the given syllabus, we need to touch upon the concept of file handling. So introduction to file management and its functions. Still, we'll go for some more in-depth understanding of file handling. We'll see multiple functions here. Okay. So let us start and let's go through what is file and how we can handle files in a C program. Okay. So first of all, to understand what is a file is nothing but a place in your hard disk, or maybe hard disk, solid state drive, hard disk drive, or anything, or maybe flash drive, wherever. So it's just a place where you are going to store your data, right? So what is file? File is just a place in a disk where we group all the related data and we store it. Look, when we create a file, inside that file we only going to keep related data. We never keep let's say in a single file you are going to store your college information as well as you are going to store your relatives informations and all. Generally what we do, we create a separate file and we store some data inside. So when we go for a file, we have a file name. What all the operations we do, we may open that file, close that file, we read that file, and in some cases we write that file also. So these are the major operations on file. And if we look at a file from the perspective of computer, then it is kind of a data structure. File is going to be one kind of a data structure where we are going to perform these operations. Okay, so that's what the file is. Now, how do we handle that file in C program? So inside a C program, if you want to perform those operations on a file, like opening a file, closing a file, reading a file, writing a file, and so on, then we do have few library functions available which we can use. Okay, so if you are using GCC compiler and that native C programming language you are going for, then all these functions are available in standard input output header file, stdio.h file. Maybe in Turbo C, if some of you are using Turbo C compiler on Windows, you have implemented, let's say, or you have gone for MinGW, or let's say some by DOS box you are running Turbo C, and so if that is the case, then in that case you might need file.h header file also. Okay. Now here in my case, when I go for any program related to file, I need not to go for any extra heading file to be included. Everything will be available with me through stdio.h file. Okay. Now what are the functions that we can use? So here you can see the list of functions which we can use to handle our file. To open a file, we may use fopen function. Now it needs few parameters. We will see that in detail later. But what this function will do, it will open a file if that file is already existing. And if file does not exist, then it will create that file. Okay, fopen is going to open the existing file, and if it is not existing file, then it will create it automatically. So that's the fopen function. We have fclose. Once we open a file, we perform whatever task we want, and at the end we should close that file, because when we open it, we take over that file. So if another function or another software wants to use that file, we need to release that file first, right? So we close that file. So closing is just we release that file. We don't want to use it now, we close it. Then there are few functions to read and write. Okay. Now if you want to read your file character by character, then we have getC function. You can use getC or you can use fgetC also. We do have both the functions with same structure, the same syntax. Okay. So fgetC or simply getC is going to read a file character by character. It is going to read one character from the file. And just like getC, we have putC also. PutC or fputC, both the functions we have, which is going to write one character to the file. Fine. So we have getC, putC function, which gets one character from the file or puts one character inside the file. So read and write. Read and write one character. Now if you want to work with integer numbers, a single number, single integer, then we have getW and putW, which reads integer or writes integer value to the file. Now remember, we do not have fgetW, fputW, we do not have that. Okay. And let's say if you want to work with a different data structure, not a single character, not a single number, integer number, but you want to go for some different kind of data, maybe structured data or multiple strings or maybe some other data, then you can always go for fscanf and fprintf functions. Here f is specifically for file. So because we do have printf and scanf, which works with standard stream input, here we want to work with file input and output. So we have fscanf and fprintf. Syntax is almost same, just like we have scanf and printf. We'll be having one more parameter, which will be the file pointer here. So that we will see later when we see all these functions one by one. So we have fscanf, which reads data from the file, and we have fprintf, which is going to write data to the file. Okay. So if you want to work with single character, go for getC, putC. If you want to work with number, then go for getW, putW. But if you want to go for some complex data structure data, then you may go for fscanf, fprintf. Correct? And then once we open a file, let's say once we open a file and we want to we want to navigate within a file. Okay, when you open a file, you will be at the starting of the file. You always be at the starting of your file. But let's say you want to jump to the middle of your file, or you may need to jump to the end of your file. Then we have fseek, okay, fseek function, which is going to change the position anywhere within your file. Initially, your position will be 0, but using fseek, you may jump to any position within the file. Now, if you just want to check where am I, फाइल के अंदर मैं कहाँ पे हूँ, अगर आपको सिर्फ ये चेक करना है, if you just want to check what is the position in your file, then you may go for ftell and it will give you the current position. फाइल के अंदर आप कहाँ पे हो, it is going to give you the current position. And maybe let's say with some process you reached up to the middle or maybe the end of your file and you want to start from the first line again. So you want to start from the first line. So you have to jump to the first line. And in that case, you may use fseek, or you already know that you want to jump to the starting position. Then you may use rewind. So it is going to set the position to the beginning of the file. So these are few file related functions available and we can use it. Okay, now Vyom is asking, when we can open a file directly, why do we need code to open that? Oh, well, Vyom, you are thinking from the perspective of manually handling the file as an operator, file operator, right? Who double clicks on the file, reads that file, write that file, and close that file. Now here we do not want a person to handle that file. We want to write a code which handles that file. For example, log files. Anything is being performed within your software, you want to log it. Okay? अगर आपके सॉफ्टवेयर में कुछ भी होता है, कुछ भी चेंजेस होते हैं, कुछ भी एक्सेस होता है, तो वो सॉफ्टवेयर के अंदर जो कुछ भी परफॉर्म हुआ है, यू वांट टू लॉग दैट प्रोसेस. तो आपका सॉफ्टवेयर खुद ब खुद वो सारी एक्टिविटी कहीं ना कहीं लॉग करना चाहिए. So we need to write a code which is going to record all those activities somewhere in the text file. So at this time, someone has performed this thing. At this time, other person has gone for this change and so on, right? So software makes a log of every task. That is one example where you need some kind of, this is one example where you need some kind of software or a code which needs to read a file or write a file, right? So that's one example, but maybe let's say user makes some performance in the software and user makes some activity and you want to ask user to give some data and you want to store that data permanently. Look, whatever we were doing till now, whatever code or whatever C programs we have written till now, all those things were temporary. अगर मैं क्रिकेटर प्लेयर का डेटा कुछ भी स्टोर करता हूँ स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर, then that structure is a temporary data. When I complete my program, all those data is lost, right? Now what if you want that data to be stored permanently somewhere in your disk? आज मैंने कुछ प्लेयर का डेटा प्रोग्राम को दिया, स्टोर किया, प्रोग्राम एंड किया, and I left the system. Tomorrow I'm going to come back to the system and when I run this code, I want that data as it is. तो समझ लो आपका सॉफ्टवेयर जो है वो आपकी रैम में लोड होता है, आपकी रैम जो है उसमें लोड होगा और वो प्रोसेसर के अंदर रन होगा. RAM is a volatile memory. It is not going to store your data permanently. And when you end your program, जब भी आप अपने प्रोग्राम को बंद करते हो, it is going to wipe out every data that you have stored. So something, if you want to store permanently, you have to go for file system, and that's where you need this file handling part. So 50 player का data जब आप store करते हो your 50-second program in the practical list, if you want to store that data permanently, then you are going to write your structure in a file using fprintf that you can do. Okay, so these are few examples where you need file structures or reading and writing files. We'll start with basic examples, simply reading characters, numbers, and maybe using printf, scanf function, fprintf, fscanf functions today. Okay. Yeah, good question. Yusuf is asking which type of files can we use? Now, look, C program supports binary files. It supports binary files. All the files which has been stored in a binary data, you can read it, you can write it. So C will be handling your data in a binary format. Now C program does support few data types, so that binary data is converted to character or float or integer or something and so on. Now if there is any data which is not supported by C program, then you cannot handle that file perfectly. Then you are going to actually corrupt that file. Okay, so any file which contains integer, character, float, double kind of data, you can handle that file using these things. But you cannot handle your let's say audio or video file directly like with these functions, because you don't know what that video has been converted in the binary. It is not a number, it is not a character, it is something else. Okay. Yeah, so let's go through these functions and let us see these functions one by one, how we can use these functions. So we'll start with the first one, how we can open a file. What if I simply want to open a file in my program? So whenever we go for a file in a memory, we will be having a file name, and the file name will contain majorly two parts, a primary name and the extension. Like hello.c, hello is the file name, .c is the extension, right? You may have test.txt file, so text file, and so on. So anything you can work with, maybe data, maybe out file, all these are binary files. Then whenever you go for a data in that file, you must know the data structure of that data inside the file, because we are going to handle that file inside my program. It is going to be one kind of data structure. So numbers are integer or float or double. Characters or multiple characters may form a string, which is character array. If you have different kind of data, then you may have a structure. So what is file? File is a defined data type, which is nothing but a structure inside your C program. Okay, to handle your files, you have a file data structure. It is a defined data type inside a C program, and that structure has been defined in stdio.h file already. We need not to define it. Okay, and then the purpose for what you are going for file operations. Now once you are clear with these things, you can go open that file, perform some task on that file, and close that file, right? So how do we open? First of all, we will require a file handler. We call it file pointer here. Okay, हम उसको यहाँ पे file pointer बोलेंगे. So we need to have one pointer variable, file pointer, fp, and here this file is a data type, which is a defined data type. Okay, so we need to go for one variable file pointer fp, which is going to handle our file. And then what we do is we call fopen function, which requires two parameters. First one is going to be the relative path of your file, and the second one is going to be the mode of your file, in which mode you want to open this file. Okay, so there are majorly 3 points. fp is a pointer to file. Then file name is just a file identifier, and the third one is a mode, where we can have different modes. If you just want to read your file, then you go for R, which only opens your file in read-only format, read-only mode. You might just want to need write some data. Then you say, okay, I want to open that file in a writing mode only. So W. Remember, writing mode is going to overwrite your existing data. अगर आपकी फाइल के अंदर पहले से कुछ पड़ा है तो वो ओवरराइट हो जाएगा, पुराना डेटा गायब, नया डेटा राइट. दैट्स व्हाट द राइट मोड इज. अगर आपको पुराना डेटा एज इट इज चाहिए, नया डेटा लास्ट में अपेंड करना है, देन यू गो फॉर ए, विच इज अपेंड मोड. So we have R for read, W for write, A for append. But this is read only, write only, append only. So अगर write mode में आप फाइल ओपन करते हो तो आप उसको रीड नहीं कर पाओगे. अगर रीड मोड में आप ओपन करते हो अपनी फाइल, ओके, तो राइट नहीं कर पाओगे, and so on. So there are restrictions. But if you want to go for both the operations at the same time, then you may have R plus, W plus, A plus, which opens, look, R plus will open your file in read or write. W plus is going to open your file again read or write. Then what exactly is the difference between R and W? Look, when you open R, when you go for R or R plus, it opens your file. If it is existing file, then it opens it. अगर वो existing नहीं है तो वो error return करेगा. Read mode या तो फिर R plus mode आपकी फाइल ओपन करेगा, लेकिन क्रिएट नहीं करेगा. अगर फाइल ऑलरेडी है तो ओपन इट, अगर फाइल नहीं है then error. Okay, then error inside your program. But instead of that, what W will do, अगर वो फाइल ऑलरेडी है तो ओपन करो, if it is not there then you create it. That's the difference between R and W mode. Okay, so R plus and W plus has some difference. Both are going to read and write, but R plus will not create a file, whereas W plus will create a file if it is not there already. And the A plus is just read write mode in append process. Okay, so A plus will allow you to read your file. It will also allow you to append new data inside a file. Right? Okay, now Vyom is asking what is the difference between A, R plus and A plus mode. Look, A is just like W. The difference between W and A, W जो है वो overwrite करेगा, A जो है वो append करेगा. Append mode is going to open your file if it is existing, or it is going to create a file अगर पहले से फाइल नहीं है तो क्रिएट कर लेगा, जस्ट लाइक W. So now let's come to your point. What is the difference between A and R plus? This will create your file, but this is not going to create your file. That's the difference between A and R plus. Another difference, this is going to append your data, but this is not going to append your data. Okay, so that's the difference between A and R plus. Now second difference you want, the difference between A and A plus. Okay, difference between A and A plus. Well, this allows you to read your data, but this will not allow you to read your data. It will only append. Okay, so that's the difference between A and A plus also. So we have number of modes available with which we can open a file. Okay, we can open a file. Now these modes are very much important. That allows you for some kind of restriction within your program. कोई फाइल आपको पता है कि आपको सिर्फ रीड करना है, then you open that file in a read mode only, so that you do not make any changes in that file accidentally. Okay, even accidentally it will not allow you to make changes in that file. So आपके लिए वो safe हो गया, and that's why we need this kind of modes. Okay, so this is how we open a file. Then how do we close that file? This is the example of that fopen. So what we do is we go for fopen function. Then the first parameter is going to be the file name, relative path. Okay, and the second parameter is maybe R or W, read mode or write mode. Now this fopen function is going to return file pointer. So जो भी return होगा उसको हम एक file pointer में save करेंगे. And then later, using this file pointer, we are going to perform any operation. Fine. And the difference I've written here, if you open your file in a read mode, अगर वो existing file है तो open करेगा, otherwise it is going to give you the error. If you open that file in a write mode, then if it is existing file, read it, write it, overwrite it to be specifically, and अगर existing नहीं है, then create it. Fine. So write mode, content will be deleted. Append mode, content will be appended. Okay, yeah, so that's the fopen function. Now let us go and see how do we close it. Very simple. When you are done with your process, go for fclose function and provide your file pointer. fopen करते वक्त आपको जो फाइल पॉइंटर मिला था वही पॉइंटर आपको यहाँ पे एज अ पैरामीटर पास करना है. So fp is just a file pointer, and it is going to close your file. It is going to release that file. Okay, so now we know how we can open a file, how we can close a file. Then let us see few functions which provide us functionality to read and write some data. And we go for getC and putC function. First, we will go for character by character operations. So getC is the input function. It is going to get one character from the file. So for your program, it is input. And putC is the output function. So from your program, you are going to output something which will be written in the file. Now using these functions, getC and putC, you can handle characters, one by one characters. Okay. Get C is going to read a character, put C is going to write a character to the file. How do you do that? So you call getC function and pass your file pointer, which will read current character from that position, and it will return that character. Once it reads that character successfully, so once that character has been read, it is going to increase the position after every read or write operation. So file pointer will be updated once you perform any of these operations. एक कैरेक्टर रीड या राइट करते हो तो वो ऑपरेशन ख़त्म होने के बाद आपका फाइल पॉइंटर जो है वो नेक्स्ट स्टेज नेक्स्ट पोजीशन पे चला जाएगा. So get C, and if you want to write something, then put C is the function. First parameter is going to be your character and second parameter is going to be your file pointer. तो ये क्या करेगा, एक फाइल से कैरेक्टर रीड करेगा और उसी कैरेक्टर को दूसरी फाइल में राइट करेगा, fp1 fp2. So both files are different, both file pointers are different. So from one file pointer you are going to read character and you write that character in other file. So this is how you can go for full program code. So you declare a file pointer, then you declare one character, then you open your file first. If you want to put something inside your file, you need to go for write mode. So what we do is we open data.txt file in a write mode and then we put one character inside that file, fp1. Similarly, you may go for reading a data. So open your file data.txt in a read mode so that you can get one character from that file and you have that character. Now, as you all know, when we perform get C or put C operation, file pointer is going to be increased. अब पुट सी में फाइल पॉइंटर इंक्रीज होगा तो नया कैरेक्टर नई पोजीशन पे सेव होगा. दैट्स ओके, परफेक्ट, दैट्स व्हाट वी वांट. बट व्हाट इफ लेट्स से व्हेन वी रीड सम डेटा फ्रॉम अ फाइल, जैसे ही मैं एक कैरेक्टर रीड करता हूं तो पॉइंटर नेक्स्ट पोजीशन पे जाएगा, दूसरा कैरेक्टर रीड करूंगा तो पॉइंटर अपडेट होके नेक्स्ट पोजीशन पे जाएगा. सो आई कैन इटरेट दिस प्रोसेस ऑफ रीडिंग अ कैरेक्टर. एक कैरेक्टर रीड करने की जो प्रोसेस है गेट सी, उसको मैं इटरेटिवली परफॉर्म कर सकता हूँ. रिपीटेडली आई एम गोइंग टू रीड कैरेक्टर्स वन बाय वन. तो मैं इस तरह से पूरी फाइल रीड कर सकता हूँ. आई कैन रीड एंटायर फाइल. वन बाय वन कैरेक्टर आई एम गोइंग टू रीड इट. नाउ व्हेन आई शुड स्टॉप दैट प्रोसेस, इटरेटिव रीड करने की जो प्रोसेस है मैं उसको कब टर्मिनेट करूंगा. सो मैनुअली वी इजीली से व्हेन फाइल इज एंडेड यू स्टॉप दैट प्रोसेस. जब फाइल ख़त्म हो जाती है तब आप उस प्रोसेस को टर्मिनेट करोगे. बट हाउ प्रोग्राम विल नो दैट? सो इन दैट केस व्हेन यू रीड अ कैरेक्टर फ्रॉम अ फाइल, इफ दैट कैरेक्टर इज एंड ऑफ फाइल मार्कर, EOF, end of file. If it is end of file, then you can terminate that process. So getC function will return EOF marker when you reach at end of your file, and that indicates this is where you need to terminate. You should terminate your read process. Okay, so we are also going to check whether the character that we receive from file is EOF or not. Okay, so this is the example of reading a character and writing a character. So we have seen F open, F close. We have seen get C and put C. Next operations are get W and put W, but we will see these functions in the next lecture. Let us perform one program on these four functions that we have already seen today. So let me go to the development environment program, and we want to read one file. We also want to write one file here. So I have files folder, and inside that I have file1.c file, C program, a basic skeleton of a C program ready with us here. So what we need, first of all, we need a file pointer. So we go for FILE, capital file, remember. And as I told you, it is a structure. It is a defined data type. Okay. So you can see the help of this file. What it is a type def, defined structure of a file. And it consists of number of members inside, which will be needed for handling that file. Okay. So what we do is we make use of this file defined data type, and we use a pointer variable fp, right? And let me say fp1 will be handling multiple files here. We also need one character because we are going to read that file character by character. So I'm going to have character ch. Okay. Now let us read one file. Later on we will see how we can write it. So inside this files folder, okay, I'm going to create a new file. Let's say character1.txt file. That is the empty file, and inside that now I'm going to write some words. Let's go for, let's say, Marwari University. Okay, and in the next line I'm also writing MEFGI and save it. So this is what I've written inside that file, and now I want to read this data. I want to read this data in my program here. So first of all, we need to open that file. So f open is the function which needs two parameters. First parameter is a relative path, relative to your current position. आप ये फाइल 1.c में हो, relative to this आपकी जो फाइल है वो सेम प्लेस पे है, character1.txt. तो आप यहाँ पे डायरेक्ट लिख सकते हो, it is character1.txt file. So that's relative path. अगर ये फाइल 1.c के साथ आपके पास कुछ फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चर है, लाइक लेट्स से यू हैव abc फोल्डर स्लैश, उसके अंदर आपकी character1.txt फाइल है, तो कुछ इस तरह से आप लिखोगे. So abc is a folder slash I want to go for this file and so on. Okay. At present, I have the same file within the same folder. So I'll go for character1.txt file. And I want to open that file in a read mode. In a read mode. So R. Now that is going to return file pointer for me. So I'm going to store that inside FP1 here. So we open that file. We open that file in a read mode. Now what we can do is we can read our characters using get C function. And inside this get C, what you need to do is you need to pass your file pointer fp1. So this is how you can read that character. If you want to print that character, you can go for, let's say, put char and print that ch variable here. So let me save this file. Now you also know that once we open a file, we must close it. So we go for f close fp1. So we close that file also. Open a file, read a character, print that character and close that file. So this is going to read one character from that file. Let's run this code. Okay, so I run that code and it has this M, one character, and this character is coming from that file M for Marwari University. First character we have on the output screen. So which means getC is going to read one character from the file. What if I want to read multiple characters? Well, very simple. If you want to read multiple characters, then you are going to iterate something. Let's go for while loop. And inside that loop, I'm going to print those characters. Put char ch. But what I need is, I want to read this character with this while. So I'm going to read it inside this while loop. So this getC is going to read a character and it is going to print that character. But when we have iterative process, we must write some condition. So I'm going to write a condition on this character at this place now. If this character is not equals to end of file EOF marker, if it is not end of file, then I will run this while loop and print it. लेकिन जैसे ही ये getC फंक्शन आपको एक कैरेक्टर देगा और वो कैरेक्टर अगर एंड ऑफ फाइल है तो ये while loop टर्मिनेट हो जाएगा. You will close that file and end your program. Okay, so this is how we simply read entire file character by character. एक एक कैरेक्टर करके हमने सारे कैरेक्टर रीड कर लिए जब तक हमें एंड ऑफ फाइल नहीं मिलता तब तक. So now if I run this code, it is going to print that entire file, Marwari University MEFGI, and it is going to read all the characters which is there in the file. अगर वो फाइल के अंदर स्पेस है तो स्पेस लेगा, अगर फाइल के अंदर न्यू लाइन कैरेक्टर है तो वो न्यू लाइन भी गेट करेगा यहाँ से. सो मारवाड़ी के बाद स्पेस था तो उसने स्पेस भी लिया. यूनिवर्सिटी के बाद एंटर था, न्यू लाइन कैरेक्टर, कैरेज रिटर्न, तो उसने वो भी रीड कर लिया एज इट इज. MEFGI and then there is a end of file, so it terminates the program here. Okay, yeah, Manav is saying can we use fscanf? Yes, we can. आज हमने सिर्फ getC putC देखा है, so we'll have a practical on getC putC only. In the next lecture, we are going to see getW, putW, fscanf, fprintf, and at that time, I'll show you the example of fscanf also later on. Okay. Yeah, Vyom is asking, does it have any limitations in what characters it can read? No, nothing. Just it must be interpreted as a character. अगर आप नंबर को कैरेक्टर की तरह से रीड करोगे तो वो नंबर को आस्की वैल्यू समझ के उसके अप्रोप्रिएटली कैरेक्टर दे देगा. So that's what I told you. If you go for let's say audio or video file, if you open those files here and you read that file as a character, then it is not actually a character, but you try to read that in a character format. So you'll have something which you cannot interpret. Okay. So anything that is properly written in a binary format, converted in proper integer or proper character, you can read and write. Now obviously if you are handling your file, तो आपको पता है कि उस फाइल के अंदर आपने क्या स्टोर किया है, and you can read that data. So a file which is being handled by your software, then you are a developer of this software and you already know what you are going to write and what you are going to read. That's it. So if you are creating a log file, तो even log file का structure भी आपने define किया है. Log file will always have timestamp first, then maybe the username, and then maybe the activity. So ये structure आपने define किया है, आपको पता है. Yeah, Hers is asking what about special characters? All the special characters it can read. As long as C program is going to handle characters with its ASCII value, तो वो special character भी handle कर लेगा. Okay, it can also handle special character. Now what special characters it can handle? आप simple एक normal program लिखो. Okay, run a loop from 1 to 128, 1 से 128 तक एक लूप चलाओ और उस लूप कंट्रोल वेरिएबल I को आप प्रिंट करो एज अ %C. Then you are going to have all those 128 characters on the output screen, जहाँ पे आपको कुछ स्माइली भी दिखेगा, फेस, कोई स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स भी दिखेंगे, क्वेश्चन मार्क भी दिखेगा, and all those things you will have that. Okay, so you can try it by yourself. Yeah, so let's get back to this program. So this is how we read some data from file. What if I also want to write some data to the file? So for that, what we need one more file pointer variable, file pointer fp2. I need to open that file. So I'll go for fp2 equals to f open. Then it needs two parameters. Now first one is going to be the file name. So I'll say that, let's say, let's say character2.txt file. Okay, I'll go for character2.txt file and I'm going to write that file. So I will open this file in a writing mode, W. What we do, we open this file in a write mode. Now whatever character we read from one file, ch, okay, I want to write that character in this second file. So inside this loop, I can use putC. Then putC will require two parameters. First parameter is the character that you want to write. And second parameter is going to be your file pointer, so fp2. So those are the two parameters. And once we are done, let us close that file also. So fclose fp2 here. Okay. So I open a file in a write mode. I write some characters inside that file and I close that file. Now remember, I'm opening this file in a write mode and that file does not exist. वो file actual में है ही नहीं यहाँ पे. But still, because it's a write mode, अगर वो file नहीं है, then it is going to create that file. So when I run this code, it is automatically going to create that file here in the same folder. Right now you have character1.txt file. Once I run this code, it will generate a new file here, character2.txt. Then inside that file, it will write the same content that we have inside this one. And then it will close that file. So let us save this entire code and I'm going to run this code now. So it open character1 file, it read all the characters, it prints those characters on the output screen. So on the output screen we have Marwari University MEFGI here. Now along with that, it open a new file in a write mode, character2.txt. अब वो file existing नहीं था तो उसने create किया यहाँ पे. So now we have character2.txt file generated. Then it writes that file with all the characters. So inside this file, we have the same content now, Marwari University MEFGI. So you have both the files same, because we read some data from one file and we write the same data in another file. So this file also contains same data. Okay. Now if I run this code one more time, okay, if I'm going to read this, if I'm going to run this code one more time, let's say run, then what it will do, it will open character1.txt file again, it will read it, it is going to open the second file in a write mode, it is going to write it. Now as long as it is write mode, तो वो क्या करेगा, it is going to delete all the existing content of your file. आपकी फाइल में ऑलरेडी जो कुछ भी था वो डिलीट करके नया डेटा राइट करेगा. So inside your txt 2.txt file you have the same data. दो बार नहीं है, एक ही बार है. ओके, दो बार नहीं है, it is only one time, because पुराना डेटा जो था वो डिलीट हो गया. But now if instead of this W mode, if I open this file in append mode, okay, if I open this file in a append mode, तो वो क्या करेगा, character1.txt में से रीड करो और ये जो कुछ भी डेटा है इसको आप character2.txt में अपेंड करो, तो पुराना डेटा एज इट इज रहेगा और यहाँ से दूसरा डेटा अपेंड हो जाएगा. Let us have a look at that part. So I open this second file in a append mode, save this code, and I'm going to run this code. So उसने मारवाड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी MEFGI रीड किया and then same data उसने append mode में write किया. So now if I go to this file character2.txt file, तो मारवाड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी MEFGI ऑलरेडी था, उसके पीछे उसने दूसरी बार मारवाड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी MEFGI अपेंड किया. So in an append mode, it is going to append your new data after the existing data. Okay, so that's the read, write, and read R, write W, and append A. So R, W, and A mode. Now, if on just only if you want to have read and write both at the same time on the same file, okay, अगर एक ही फाइल को आप रीड भी करना चाहते हो, राइट भी करना चाहते हो, only in that case you will go for R plus W plus A plus. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I go for A plus here, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, because I'm not going to read this second file at any point of time inside my program. अगर अपेंड करने के साथ साथ आपको रीड भी करना है, only in that case you will go for plus sign. Fine. So what we have seen today, we have started with understanding of a file, and then now we know that file, capital F-I-L-E, remember this is a capital word. So file is a defined data type inside a C programming language. Once you include stdio.h file, you have this access. Maybe in Turbo C you will require file.h. Okay, then you declare a pointer variable for that file and you open a file. First parameter is file name, relative path, and the second parameter is mode, read, write, append. Once you open it using getC or putC, you can read your file or you can write your file. Okay, and once you are done, you can close both of your files. So that's what we have seen today. We have seen f open, get C, put C, f close. In the next lecture, we are going to see get W, put W, f printf, f scanf. Okay. So and after that, I'm going to show you few programs related to f scanf and f printf also. So that's all for today. Let's conclude this session here. Viraj is asking mid to syllabus. We already have discussed that syllabus in previous lecture. If you were absent, let me declare it one more time. Second midterm syllabus will be starting from array and string up to dynamic memory allocation. I will also post PDF file in WhatsApp group later. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you. Thank you everyone for attending this session. We are going through last unit of our syllabus. Most probably in the next week, we are going to end our entire syllabus also. So that's all. Thank you. See you in next week, next lecture.